Okay, so we beat that Kakudega, and it's time to finish Operation 009B. We're nearly there, folks. So one thing that you should make note of is that there are all of the crates around that area, so make sure to pick them up. But now we get into what is an awesome moment, but also one of the most evil moments in the entire game. Mission 4. So, to start off with, it's not too difficult. Basically, all you're doing is kind of flying through the holes that appear. And don't worry about trying to rescue your team. There is literally kind of no point in doing so, because you physically can't. Just make sure that you look after yourself. Red, they're kind of all gone, you know? So yeah, everything's still okay at this point. We just need to make sure that we get through. And something you may notice is that the frame rate during this section varies. It is going to get quite low at certain points. One moment in particular that you're going to see soon. There it is. Just... I don't quite know what the hell went on with the frame rate there. But it happens. And oh dear.
These jerk matter readings are higher than anything in our databanks.
We need to blow that reactor. Alice, can you get a read on the jerk matter reactions and find us a weak spot?
Hold your horses! Unless I'm mistaken, that reactor's covered with an anti-charged particle shield. We won't even be able to get close to it!
Commander Nelson, we'll land on the fortress and dismantle the shield generator. Then it's lights out for the shield.
We kind of got to get to the shield generator first. And I have the feeling that's going to be rather difficult. As you can no doubt see.
Good. We'll provide cover fire and wait for that shield to drop before moving in. Alice, give us a particle scan of the fortress and let P-Star know where that generator's hiding.
Roger.
Team, fall in! Roger! Unite!
And so we have to use Unite Glider, because evidently gliders work in space. Now this segment is the bit that I was talking about earlier and saying that it's absolutely evil. It may not look it, I mean it looks quite cool and it plays very similar to what you have experienced. However, the evil thing about it is that if you get hit during this segment, you are going to get hit very, very, very hard. Which means that it's very, very easy to die, because you can't heal yourself during it. It's just really evil. But it's not over yet, there's more to come. But first, I think we need a little rescuer here. You came, Chuki! You came!
You definitely bit off more than you can chew this time, wonderful one below.
Aha! If it isn't the heir to the throne of the roaming Rulo, leader of the space pirate band known across the universe as the Geathjerk, Prince Forkin's first mate, Chugi. Incoming.
Now,
introductions.
This segment is certainly more difficult, because Unify Naginata is a little bit weird.
As it so happened, the crew had a change of heart.
But
We shall follow your
still,
lead once
be
again,
very careful.
wonderful one. On your command.
Because that is what one bullet will do to you. One. I mean, it might have been two, but still. That was one hit. That's how much of my health bar it took off. Now imagine if I didn't have as big a health bar. Like, seriously. And even then, it's not over yet. It's about to get even worse. See? This is what I have to put up with. Oh, look who it is. Thanks for coming, Vorky. And now we get to the even worse segment. Yes, I died in this segment because it's ridiculous. So basically, really all you need to avoid kind of going through the lasers or getting hit is the tiny little bit that is Vulcan. But because it's so difficult to see where he is amidst all this chaos, it's so ridiculously easy to get hit by the lasers that kind of, if you just don't watch out, you are going to get hit and you will die very, very quickly. So yeah, this is literally the only part of the game where I was just like, I don't care about dying. I've been through half an hour of this level already. I just want this done. Because I just think it's the most evil, one of the most evil things that they forced you to do in the game, because how they expect you to get through that without getting hit is nearly beyond me.
Well, if it isn't the heir to the throne of the roaming Rulo, leader of the space pirate band known across the universe as the Geathjerk, Prince Vorkin.
Vorkin.
Vorky's back! Yay!
Vorky! Oh, no, 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 no. Do not tell me. You came all this way for me. Oh my god!
Yeah, now's not the time, Pink. That's really not the time.
So, you're here to, what? Find a nice place to curl up and take a nap?
Why do you continue to struggle, Blunder Red? Your strength is gone now, it must be. How can one so weak hope to defeat an army so great?
I can't lose, Vorkin. There's strength in numbers, and I have an army of friends to fight at my side.
Friends?
I didn't come to chat. We're here to complete our mission. Team, it's time to take out that shield generator.
Run!
Indeed it is, and so we begin Mission 5, which is ridiculously long, longer than it ever needed to be, because you've got to defeat 3 of these guys, and when you kind of eventually get to the 3rd one, like, my word, they just kind of decide to use the anti-unite morph thing ridiculous amounts. It's insane. However, saying that, if you want to get a certain bottle cap, I can't quite remember the name of it, but it's basically use 10 Unite Morphs in a single combo stretch. This is the mission to do it on, because you have your 7 regular Unite Morphs at your disposal, plus the 3 extras that are Immorta, Vorkin, and Chugi. So this is the mission in which to get, and it's the mission to get that bottle cap on. Although it is a bit of a pain because these guys sometimes don't take damage when you think they should. Also, this mission is really stupidly long. Like, the majority of the rest of this part is this mission. These guys can take a lot of punishment, surprisingly. But, yeah. I'm not a fan of how long this mission is. Also, there is a ridiculous amount of secrets on this platform. So basically, if you unite how pretty much all of the little globular thingies that are surrounding these guys, there is something hidden in them. Not necessarily a like Geathjerk file, wonderful file, or whatever. Although there are some here, but it's still just like, oh. But we also have a wonderful one in this area. Don't worry, we will get him. It's just that this entire thing takes a while. Also, I have to say, I am very grateful for Immorta. Immorta is pretty awesome. I mean, Vulcan's also quite useful, but you've pretty much got to attack from the ground for his Unify Boomerang to work effectively. To be perfectly honest, in general, just attack these things from the ground and don't try and go from the air, because it's a stupid idea. Because you'll just end up missing them, and that's the last thing you bloomin' want, because it just makes this thing last even longer. Yeah, having said all of that, and just kind of going back to the insane journey that we took to get to this platform with the shield generators, it really is just a lot more difficult than it needs to be, because, I mean, it kind of typifies some of the Wonderful 101's problems in general. So that sometimes the characters are too small for you to be able to see what's going on and to be able to effectively dodge. I mean, it's not completely atrocious the majority of the time. I mean, I can pretty much still see what's going on here, even though the characters are absolutely tiny. But in that segment, because it's just, you're so unused to that style of gameplay, and you don't really know where the hitbox is, so it's very difficult to read. And yeah, but then also the fact that you take so much damage from it, and there is literally nothing you can do to protect yourself if you accidentally get hit, other than you know, die. And you don't want to do that, because I mean, if you're going for pure platinum, then that's gonna kind of kill your streak immediately. Now, you may be wondering where my where this wonderful one is that I mentioned. He is hidden over by the left-hand side shield generator. I can't remember what these guys are called anymore, unfortunately. There's just so many enemies. Don't worry, I will cover all of them again. So, you guys should probably know the names by the time the entire walkthrough is finished. But in the grand scheme of things, yeah. There are some that you can remember, and then others it's just like, I just don't even know anymore. And yes, to get the Master Stomper bottle cap, you need to do all of these. Every single last one of them. Also, I believe that there is a wonderful figure or a file if you circle the middle. Only if you circle it, though. Hammering doesn't work. Also, there is the wonderful one that I was talking about. It is Wonder Astronaut. Goodbye, Earth. And yes, it is indeed a monkey. They got a monkey to be a wonderful one. Make sense? Now, another thing I will point out about this platform is that you are going to want to hammer all of the globular things before you kill this thing, because as soon as you are done, you are not going to have access to them anymore, so it's now or never, quite literally. And you see what I mean? Like, you get to this guy, and he just seems to just use this anti-unite morph thing constantly, so you can barely cause any damage to the blighter. And then when you do finally get some damage on him, he decides to be a pain in the butt. Now, despite kind of all that rambling, I will point out that there are some bottle caps that I... Not bottle caps, some custom blocks that I just don't use in the main walkthrough, that I haven't really experimented with at all, which are actually really useful in terms of general gameplay. For example, I believe it's Countermaster. No, that's the name of the bottle cap. There's a counter block that you can get, which allows you to counter enemy attacks if you push the left stick in their direction at the moment that they attack you. It's basically like the parry in Metal Gear Rising, or the Moon of Maha Kala in Bayonetta. I believe I might have mentioned it before. But having actually tried out the bottle cap, the custom block, it's really useful, especially against Magangs, because at that point you can kind of, if you have a Unite Hammer out and you counter them, you're protecting yourself from getting hit and using just destroying them with a Unite Hammer. It's brilliant. You'll actually get to see me having some fun with that in the extras. Now, the reason that I am having problems getting Unify Boomerang out there is literally just because I'm not pausing in the middle of drawing my V shape, which is stupid. I should know better, but evidently not. Also, don't worry, this guy is going to be dead soon. I just took absolutely forever in trying to defeat him, because I just failed that badly at this bit. I mean, it's even worse if you even so think as to attempt to attack two at once, because then you've got two streams of lasers flying at you, and they don't stop even after you have run away. So it's very, very, very possible for you to essentially just get stuck having to deal with them, and it just takes even longer to defeat them. It's insane. And you may think that the operation is basically done at this point. I mean, it is. We are kind of reaching the last moments of the game. But even despite that, we've still got another Kakurega to do in this operation. Yay! Yeah, I just don't care at this point. I just want this operation over and done with.
Well, that shield generator won't be generating any more shields.
Shield generator destroyed. Mission accomplished, team. Wonder Red to Virgin Victory. Virgin Victory. Come in, Virgin Victory!
Oh dear.
Look out! The ground is caving in!
It is a trap!
way in anyway. Why not jump in? Take the shortcut.
Woohoo! It would save us from looking for the front door. What do you say, Luca? I'm in. I'm not running anymore.
The Virgin victory won't let us down. Team, brace yourselves.
Run!
And that right there is basically why you can't get those hammer spots if you don't get them then. Because you get thrown down here immediately afterwards.
Where are we? Look! Over there!
Well, that doesn't look ominous, does it?
The jerk matter reactor.
See? Told you that would work.
Sometimes diving off the deep end lands you in hot water, no?
Plug it, Bastille.
So before we head to our final area, there are a good number of extras that we can get. So there are some hammer spots around here, which we can get, which is quite helpful. None of them really do much other than give you O parts, which at this point are not really the most useful thing in the world. I mean, they're still somewhat useful, but still. Also, if you trace this shape, then you unlock the Kakurega, which will be the last Kakurega of Operation 009 if you've been following along. Now, despite the pain that we have been through in the past 2 missions, this one's actually really fun, from what I recall. Basically, you have got to defeat, I believe it's 100 Dogus in a minute. Which may seem like a rather easy task, and I mean, it kind of is. Especially if you absolutely abuse a massive Unite Sword Cyclone. Or, you know, use Unite Bomb. But it's really fun, especially after the torments that we have suffered through to get here. And there we have it. Despite all the pain there, we finish Operation 009B with a pure platinum medal. Believe we're going to get a silver ranking overall because of the death. Kind of sad. But this operation clear. What are we going to be facing next? Well, it's the final boss of the game. We're here. We've gone through a lot, but it's time to finish this and save the world in what is probably one of the most awesome final bosses I have ever had the pleasure of playing through. So, this is going to be amazing!